Good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, the 24th of October. A little update of what's going on. First, a couple of uh, uh, um, corrections. Previously underestimated the amount of internal Israeli refugees by a factor of 10. I said they may be around 30,000. According to what I've been reading, it's around 300,000. Many more villages and farming settlements along the Lebanese border have been evacuated. Um, of course, all of the residents in southern in this area, and many from this area, even Beersheba, Kama, where Eddie and Hadass and their families live, have been evacuated. Hadass is currently up in Netanya with Timna, and there's people all over the place. And there's huge drives yesterday in a nationwide just sort of sing along, hug each other. You know, we collected $2 million, 8 million schmeck. Many great entertainers and stars. It's a hug. It's sort of a social hug, which is pretty needed at this point. Forces are still amassing between Ashkelon and the Erez crossing. They will probably enter. They're amassed here in the fields here. They'll probably enter through the Erez crossing and have to work their way down at least to the end of Gaza City. Keep in mind, this is, when they say that Gaza is the densest place on earth, one of the densest places, it's not dense because there's 10 cities and refugees. These are highly developed cities, big buildings in them. And when they call them refugee camps, these aren't camps. These are just neighborhoods that have developed and small cities or big cities that they just call camps. They continue to refer to them as camps because there's an advantage to that. But these are big cities, highly developed. These aren't suburbs or ramshackle tin, what are they called? Favia, like in, Rio. No, it's a big city and it's well developed, and that's why they're taking their time. There are actions taking place. There was an action here. They are entering the tunnels that they do know of here. Keep in mind, Hamas says there's 500 kilometers of tunnel under Gaza. That's more tunnel than the New York City subway system, which I believe is a little under 300. Not 300 miles. So yeah, about the same distance of tunnels as the entire New York subway system, which covers Queens and Brooklyn, okay, and the Bronx, and certainly Manhattan as well. So you get the idea. That's going to be a misery. Food is continuing. Aid to the Palestinians is coming in now through Keren Shalom. That's the solution to the Rafah Egyptian paranoia about having Palestinian refugees drift into Egypt. The food and aid comes from Saudi Arabia. I'll show you here. Saudi Arabia is actually a very close neighbor. This is Saudi Arabia that comes through Aqaba in Jordan and drives up through the Negev to Kerem Shalom, which is another, but it, physically is. It's a crossing with this cargo handling facilities and the ability to inspect this stuff. Nobody wants any arms or anything that can be turned into arms. Certainly no fuel going in. So it's going through Keren Shalom. So that's good. There's plenty. There's stuff on the way. More is needed. This is going to take probably months and months of work to do. The Gerald Ford is probably in this area, according to the Naval Institute. The Dwight Eisenhower is currently, or as of yesterday, was logged at mid-ocean near the Azores, probably somewhere even closer than that. Although there was a release by them recently, that the assignment for the Eisenhower is going to be CENTCOM. CENTCOM is an enormous piece of global real estate. It's from like here all the way to here. It's enormous. So it may be heading to the Red Sea via the Suez Canal to protect our allies in the Gulf. Keep in mind, here's the Gulf. From here, we measured this already. From the western reaches of Iran to central Israel is about 1,000 kilometers. So that's all of 600 miles. And so if we're vulnerable here, certainly our Iraq, Saudi Arabia, the Emiratis, the Bahrainis, the Qataris, they're all vulnerable. So that may be the destination. So more protection, the better. It's all okay because what we're rigging for. Oh yes, and there are there is activity along this border as well. But now the Israeli Defense Forces are able to be on a more preemptive offensive basis. There had been some attacks directly on military posts. There was one civilian killed, but now they're attacking these units that are firing with shoulder-fired anti-tank missiles, which are dangerous. Don't underestimate them. They're deadly. They carry, I don't know, 10 kilos of TNT on them. That's a lot. That's what a landmine. A landmine is 10 kilos. It's a lot of TNT. So they're now going on the offensive. There is action there. There is action on the along Gaza, but still the forces are holding. We don't really have a plan as far as what I've been reading about says. It probably means the plans are more advanced than they are, of course, but still, time is on our side. It's okay if we take our time. It's okay if the troops review and review and review and practice and review and review. That's what they need to do. The volunteer effort is really strong. It's all over the world. We're going to need a lot of stuff. The government is a no-show government, not surprisingly, and that's just as well. The citizens can do it better, and are doing it. They're doing a fine job collecting, distributing these command centers, which, I only knew that term literally from the Army. Hamal was a place a guy like me never went. That was where the brass went, and they were plans and maps and radios and shit that I didn't want to have anything to do with. But these centers are set up in the big cities. They're collecting tons and tons and tons of stuff. It's easy to find references to it all over the place, and just look up Volunteers Israel. There's lots of good sources, and we're doing our bit, and this is the time to do it. So I just thank you all for the contact and the communication. Stay strong, stay alert, stay informed, and stay in touch. We'll be in touch soon. Bye.